And now for this week's State of Trade in Star Citizen. A series of setbacks shook the trading world this week as collective millions were lost to a combination of server crashes and player vandalism. Increased pad ramming at Port Olisar has caused some traders looking to sell to look elsewhere. The increased time involved with visiting Lorville and Area 18 to unload has slowed down returns on investments. Metals continue to feel the strain of too much demand as the Greasium is repeatedly stripped at most locations. Outposts on Daymar have been hit the hardest as most traders are reluctant to make the journey to the ArcCorp system. The precious metal rose to a record high this week, topping out at 24.33 from last week's 24.12, still high above its base price of 22.5. Gold saw a price drop with a high of 5.53, still lower than last week's 5.82, with locations outside of Crusader still holding firm at 5.4. Gold traders are encouraged to visit the Hurston system for the best prices. Movement on titanium increased this week, with Crusader's only supply rising to 7.17, up from its usual base price of 7.10. Ariel's supply saw a minor price increase of 1 cent before settling back down to base prices. Tungsten and aluminum see no changes. In the world of legal vice, distilled spirits dropped from last week's 4.67 to 4.15 in most places, as the commodity has generated less interest. Stems continue to hold at 2.8 as more traders find difficulty in moving the product. Illegal contraband is still struggling to move, which has some smugglers turning to legitimate hauling. Too much supply and almost zero demand has caused many to give up a life of crime. For now. Gases continue to hold firm with the exception of astatine. The radioactive commodity continues to experience volatile pricing, breaking records once again as it rises as high as 7.90, up from last week's 7.89, and far above its base price of 7 UEC. Large-scale traders flocking to Ida caused prices to rise on the moon of Hurston, but the exodus from ArcCorp and Crusader supplies has not helped with the shortage of the commodity. Chlorine rose as high as 1.41 at ArcCorp Mining 157 on Yela, up from its base price of 1.3. Hydrogen also experienced a small increase at the same location, up from 0.9 to 0.96, while holding firm elsewhere. Iodine followed suit at 0.38, up from its usual 0.35, with fluorine also seeing increased pricing, up to 2.59 from its usual 0.235. Traders are encouraged to visit other sources for gases, as ArcCorp 157 becomes increasingly oversaturated with demand. The mineral market is still dominated by laranite. Even with record prices and massive shortages, traders continue to flock to the commodity. Prices continue to hover in the mid-26 range, with some locations equaling last week's 27.73. Lows throughout the week saw the price tumble as low as 25.43, nearing its base price of 24.1. However, prices quickly rose again to the system average. Diamond continues to experience higher prices on Selin and Walla, with prices topping out at 6.18, up from last week's 5.95, and far above the base price of 5.85. It also experienced falling sell prices at Port Olisar and Grim Hex, going as low as 6.95 at times, down from its usual sell price of 7.35. Analysts conclude oversaturation by large-scale traders is causing prices to drop at Crusader's ports. Sources around Hurston remain at base pricing. Beryl, Corundum, and Quartz continue to see little traffic and no change. Agricultural supplies see minor change as sources move back towards base pricing of 1 UEC. Olisar continues to experience minor price fluctuations. Medical supplies are still struggling to meet merchant demands despite actual demand falling off. Prices continue to swing between the mid-16s to the low 17s, with a record high of 17.25, up from its base pricing of 15.75. With limited demands causing traders to compete with each other at Lorville and Area 18, the bottlenecked movement of supply has some traders asking if it's worth it. Processed food makes no changes for this week. Scrap continues to enjoy heavy movement, however rising prices at Grim Hex and R&R Crew L1 have some traders pushing further out to maintain maximum profits. Lorville saw a spike in the price of scrap as well, rising to 1.55 from the base price of 1.35 due to traders buying for the return trip to Crusader. And now for next week's forecast. Prices across the board should experience a minor drop as traders express concerns for a possible progress wipe with an upcoming patch. With that in mind, medium traders should be able to claim rarer commodities for themselves. Astatine will continue to be a hard-sought commodity in the Crusader system, with laranite experiencing continued demand despite concerns. That's it for this week's State of Trade. Until next time, keep on trucking.